Hi. So, as usual, there's some bullshit going on the internet, and I'm gonna talk about it. Basically, it's like, okay, something terrible happens to someone, and they share about it online to, share their experience, maybe make other people feel seen, and the comments are full of seemingly attempting to be empathetic or make lighten the situation, but it just ends up being like, what are you talking about? This comment was under a video about Epstein and like I guess a theory about that. I don't even know if this is a real thing that happened, but this comment says they ate poop from someone's intestines, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. And there is a reaction picture from VeggieTales. Like, I don't think I really have to elaborate. Like, do you not see an issue with that? Can you imagine something like that happen to you or your child, and you come online to see what people are saying about it because it's about you, and you see that, and I'm like, there's no way that none of the victims have seen anything about this, because if I had experienced it, I'd be online like looking to see what people are saying. And then I'd see that, and they'd have to put me in a psych ward. This other comment says, Epstein is real and did problematic thing? What the frick? I thought it was silly meme. And I think that this comment is the magnum opus. Every bullshit, idiot thing on the internet had a child. First of all, problematic thing in reference to Epstein is throwing me. I feel like that's an under. I thought it was silly meme. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this comment because I'm assuming that's a child. And honestly, I feel like that actually makes it worse. We have this comment, which is probably my favorite out of all of them. So this one was under a video, a girl who posted about her brother's her brother passing away. And in the comments, somebody put a picture. In the comments, somebody, Alessandro, said, he's with him now. And he's with white AI Jesus. That's wonderful. Like, who is that? Who is that? Like, and then wait, mind you, this has 16,000 likes. Part of me wants to be like, these are like one-off things. This comment has 16,000 likes. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's a joke, but that's worse. I can't tell if it would be worse for it to be a joke or if it would be worse for it to be serious. This comment, I'm not actually sure if this is what video this is under. This might be satire because I found this under a video talking about what I'm talking about. This comment says, I never got essayed. Am I that lucky, guys? And with this image of the deer. Why would you say that? Like, I don't even have words for that, so I'm gonna move on. This other comment that I'm assuming was also in reference to Epstein, and they commented, they dismembered a baby? Which is a valid question. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And then underneath it is that. I feel like a big thing for our generation is self-deprecation, and I think that we have kind of made it okay to use that kind of humor in reference to other people, but that's not self-deprecating, that's just deprecating. These aren't necessarily the same thing as self-deprecating jokes, but I feel that it's the same concept. A lot of people, I'm sure this is a common thing just in our generation, that we kind of, when something bad happens to us, our instinct is to kind of make it into a joke. And like, a whole thing is our generation doesn't take anything seriously, and if that's okay to do when it comes to yourself and things that have happened to you, but when something happens to another person, you don't go to them and be like, damn, that sucks, and comment a reaction photo. You don't, that's not okay to do. I'm gonna tell you a story from when I was in middle school. So I was in the 6th grade in 2020. I remember I was in my choir class, and that morning, Kobe Bryant and his daughter had passed away. It was very sad, and you know, I went to school that day, and my school is majority black, so I guess that was a big thing for us, especially, you know, being in the black community. So in my choir class, we were talking about it, and the teacher wanted to have, like, you know, just a moment of like silence to pay respect. And me being in the 6th grade, I think about this every day. I was with my friend in that class. We weren't paying attention when they said they were going to do the moment of silence. We were in there like talking, just yap, 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 and class goes silent, and he says something in my ear, and I laugh while we're doing a moment of silence to pay respect for the dead. I haven't lived that down since. And I didn't even do that on purpose. Like, so I'm like, do these people... I'm telling you this to say, I did this once, not even intentionally, and I still feel shame when I think about it. Do these people, like... When you say these things, do you just, like... You don't see anything wrong with that. That's wonderful. You could argue that some of these comments are sarcasm. I'm sure that some of them are. I mean, it's a whole thing. It's being edgy. It's just a joke. It's not that serious. You making a joke, just because something is a joke, doesn't make it any less bad. I think it's a whole thing now that, like, on Instagram Reels has become basically just like Reddit reimagined. It's the same thing. Weird, like, racist and just vulgar humor, dark vulgar humor that is justified, people think is justified because it's humor. A few days ago I heard about, I don't know anything about this, so I'm just saying this off of my memory. Kevin Hart releasing a Netflix special. There was a white man on his Netflix special, and a comedian, and the special was a roast off, I guess. So basically he roasts Kevin Hart, but his roasts are just him being racist, and I'm like, that's not funny. And then Kevin Hart is like sitting there laughing. It's almost like people are kind of expected to laugh when they're being insulted, or laugh when people are making jokes towards them like that. If you don't, then you're sensitive or you're woke, which is a stupid thing. And it's like, if your humor consists of you just being racist and mean to people, you're not funny. You're like a high school bully who people say is funny because they don't want to be seen as sensitive losers. That's what that is. Like, it's like that's what that is. Also, I think that a lot of jokes have an element of truth to them. What I've seen a lot of lately is jokes about Indian people. Oh my god, India fucking stink. Like, you know, it's like bullshit like that. People are like, I have Indian friends, and you know, it's just a joke. I don't actually think that. You're not going to say that if you genuinely don't believe that. You genuinely don't at all believe that. There's some element of truth in that statement, I think. And my moral here, I kind of went off topic, but I feel like it relates. And I think that my moral here, I want to leave you with something. 1, making jokes about things that are hard for you is good. Sometimes it helps. It helps you get through stuff. It helps you relate to people. But you don't do that to other people. Don't do that. Don't do that. 2, you're not required to accept insults and things that hurt you just because they're supposedly joking. It doesn't make you sensitive, and it makes you a person that stands up for yourself and has dignity. And I guess my 3rd thing is, be serious sometimes. It's important to be honest and authentic. Okay. Bye. Thank you for watching this video. If you watch this, smash that freaking like and subscribe. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Peace. Random disclaimer. It's a lot easier said than done to learn to not accept things that hurt you, because, I mean, you're human and you want to fit in. Also, I think it's, especially in my age group, it's become very, like, almost expected to use that kind of humor, and I'm guilty of it. Sometimes, I've laughed at stuff like that sometimes, and it's not a good thing, and I can recognize that, and I think that that's the first step. Okay.